Well, howdy folks. Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. We're in the final stages of planting our garden this year, and we're going to take you along on how we plant sweet potatoes. All right, here we have it, folks. We have a bunch of sweet potato slips. We have right here the beautiful Beauregards. I love these sweet potatoes. We have done this before, and they have been very successful here on the farm, so we're going to go for it again. Now, what we do in terms of planting our sweet potatoes may not be what you like to do or what you've done in the past. Honey, it's your world. You do whatever works for you, but we're going to show you how it works here on Appalachia's Homestead. Okay, so the first things first, it doesn't matter what type of potato you're going to be planting. In my personal opinion, there's two things which most people will tell you is most important. Number one, you got to have super loose soil. Check, we've got that. Number two, I prefer the mounding system. Now, some people don't do that. That's okay. It's your world. But let me show you what an old farmer up here taught us, and when we did it several years ago, we did this before we were making videos. We got the most wonderful harvest of sweet potatoes, and some of them were the size of Bigfoot's foot. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. All of this beautiful, rich dirt, we are pulling it and we are building a long mound. Okay, do you see that? We are building a very long mound because we're not going to be covering up our potato slips. Unlike your seed potatoes, which are way up yonder, these are going to be going right in the top, okay? So first things first is we are simply building a very elongated mound with as much dirt as we can pull and as tall and as thick as we can get it. Look at that, isn't she pretty? Look at that beautiful glass. All over the place in your gardens, folks. People have been there before you. That's why you wear boots when you're working in the garden. Nothing exciting except pulling dirt, and pulling dirt. We're going to keep pulling the dirt. Okay, so we have created our mound. It's according to how long you want to make it, how many potato slips you're planting. We got a bunch. We're going to see what we can do, okay? What we don't plant, we've got friends that can take it, and a few bugs out here. Okay, so we've got our mound going right here. Got it going. What we're going to do is take the end of our hoe here, and we're going to make a hole. He's just going to drill it in there, okay? We're going to go about 18 more inches, a little bit longer than a foot and a half, about a foot and a half, a little bit longer, and that's what we're going to do. You're going to plant your slips every 18 inches, okay? That's what we're doing next. All right, so we've got our hole, and we're simply going to put the potato slip right on in, just like so. If you have to pull a little bit more dirt up around them, that is okay. Once we have these in and nice and tight, we'll move on to the next one, and then we'll show you our next move. So we have the entire line done. It's about 18 inches. Don't sweat the small stuff. The next thing that you want to do is you want to go in and I just lightly tamp in the soil. And after I've pulled a little bit of dirt, made sure it's around there, and I just tamped it a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around each slip, and I'm going to make a little trench, like a little circle. Now my dirt is a little bit dry right now. We're wanting some rain, so you're seeing it kind of fall away. But make a little semicircle right around each plant. So I've done two things. You saw me do the trenches around each one, and I've gone ahead and I've placed a top layer of that old composting hay right on top. That is optional, okay? The reason you do the trenching, and this is what our wonderful neighbor taught us, is because that helps to build like a little moat so that you can water all around, inside and around, because you want that instant boost of water. Now, we watered them before we put them into the ground, okay? But you also want a little trench just to get that water boost in there. I have an audience. Then, like I said, we've gone back with old straw or hay because that helps keep the weeds down and that helps keep the moisture in. We haven't had rain in almost 2 weeks, and it may be another week before we get any, so we're going to have to water. So this is going to help with that. So this is the exact method that we used a couple of years ago. We didn't plant sweet potatoes. This has been 3 years, so we're really excited. Like I said, we got a huge harvest. Anxious to see what this year holds. You can never predict the weather. You can never predict what's going to happen. But this method absolutely worked. Now, if you're using like a raised bed or something like that, you can still use that. I would still go with a mound method. I think as much dirt as you can get on top of the very top of the slips, the more room underneath and protection they're going to have. Worked for us. Do what's best for you. We'll see you on the next video. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see how it goes. See you soon. I know you're going to ask me. So again, full sun. We've got it out here straight in full sun. You want it container deep. Again, that is what the mounding system is going to help you do, is to get all of that depth with those slips. And your maturity, because a lot of you are going to ask, you're looking around 90 days. So what we will do is start checking them somewhere around 80, 85 and see how it's going. We'll see you on the next video.